Now we'll have a topic on the arch of aorta. Now this arch of aorta, what is it and why it is important? This you can say arch of aorta. It starts from the water at the angle of Lewis or the sternal angle. From that point, it will be going to run. It will be going to run straightway upwards. Then it will be going to have a backward turn, little towards left, where it will be lying in front of the water, that of the trachea. This is the trachea. In front of the trachea it runs. Then it will be going to take a turn after running backwards and little downwards. It will be suddenly, it will be going to run straightway, vertically down. As far as the water that of the lower border of T4 thoracic vertebrae. So this is what the course. Now the course of the water that of the, you can say, arch of aorta, if you want. First it will be going to run upwards, then backwards. This is the first course. Then the second part of its course, where it will be going to actually concavity it becomes. It will be running straightway backwards and then downwards. This is the second course. This is the first, the whole thing. Then it will be going to run straightway vertically down, left to the water vertebral column, reaching to thoracic vertebrae fourth at its lower border. So this is what how the arch has been formed. The meaning of this is so simple that it starts from the what angle of Lewis. That is what is said to be as a you can say sternal angle, or the upper border, or sometimes the lower border of the water second costal cartilage that is in front, and it will be going to end at the water that of the lower border of the thoracic vertebrae fourth, where thereby it will be going to continue further as descending part of the thoracic aorta. So this is what the thing how it will be there. But the question is what? Now this arch of aorta, what is it? It will be going to supply. It will be going to supply the water that of the, you can say, neck, and the water that of the, you can say, face and the brain, and even as well as the contents of the water that of the, you can say, entire the head itself and the upper limb via their branches, and as well as it will be supplying to the water as it descends down in the water that of the thoracic part of the water that of the region or the thoracic region, and then into the abdomen via their continued part. So this is what the arch of aorta. Now this arch of aorta What is it? It is named because it will be having a arch-like part. So it is called as the arch of aorta. Now, if you want to have the relations, you have to take a section either at the exact point where it will be beginning or where it will be going to make a maximum convexity or where it will be going to end. Then it will be going to appear like this. So this is what the arch of aorta in a TS. This is what the arch of aorta. Arch of aorta. Now this arch of aorta, you will be going to have two main, you can say, areas that what you have to take into an account. So this is called as what you will be going to get the anteriorly and towards the left. Anteriorly and towards left. Now what are all the things are present? Now in this part, you will be going to get the water. First and foremost thing, you will be going to get the water that is the anterior border of the left lung, and you will be going to have the water that of the costo-mediastinal races of the left lung, that which covers. So this is what the thing here, it will be the thing, costo-mediastinal races of the left pleura. And you will be going to have the what 4 important nerve from front to back. Now those are called as what number 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this nerve, what you will be getting, this is called as you can say laryngeal branch of left vagus nerve. This is the first. Then you will be having a recurrent, that is what is said to be as the next, you will be going to get the lower, that is the lower branch of cardiac plexus of the left vagus nerve. Then you will be having what is said to be as that of the left phrenic nerve. Then you will be going to have one more nerve. That nerve is totally a what? Last extreme behind the left vagus nerve. They are all from the water that of the vagus. And then you will be going to get the water recurrent laryngeal nerve. Recurrent laryngeal nerve. This is, then you will be going to get the water, other things. That thing is said to be as ligamentum arteriosome. This is also called as patent ductus arteriosus. So this is what the another name for that. Patent ductus arteriosus is the another name. So all these things will be there in that part. Now after having had this, now you have to go to the what another part. Now this is called as here. This is posteriorly and towards right. Posteriorly and towards right. So this is what the relation. Now here what you will be going to get, number 1, first and foremost thing is the thoracic duct. This is the first. Then you will be having a trachea. This is what the trachea. Then you will be going to get the what recurrent laryngeal nerve. Recurrent some nerve fluxes. Now those nerve fluxes are the deep cardiac fluxes. Cardiac fluxes of the water nerves. This is what how it is. Now after having had that, you will be going to get the one more important thing. This is what the trachea. Now you will be going to get the esophagus. So this is what the esophagus. Along with that esophagus, you have got the what? Esophageal arteries, fluxes, and the what? Esophageal venous fluxes, and then you will be having a esophageal nerve fluxes. So you will be going to get all the things are culminated in this. So like that way you will be going to get the water part there. Now not only it will be going to stop here, now you will be going to get what are the things are there about this arch of aorta. Above you will be going to have now this is what the branch. Now this branch is said to be as innominate artery. Now this is the innominate artery, and then you will be having a one more artery. Now this is the internal carotid. Sorry, not internal, extremely. It is what is said to be as a common carotid artery of left. So rather left common carotid artery, and then you will be having a left subclavian artery. So this will be there in that part. Now what you will be going to get? So above you will be having these. So these are the things above. This is what the innominate artery. So relation, and then left common carotid artery, and this is the left subclavian artery. Now below what you will be going to have, then below you will be going to get the water here. So this will be the thing here, this will be the water above. Below you will be having at this point for the arch of aorta, left principal bronchus. So this is the what? Left principal bronchus, and then you will be having a left recurrent laryngeal nerve, and then you will be having what is said to be as a bifurcation of pulmonary trunk. Now this bifurcation of the pulmonary trunk, as you know, that is in the what is said to be as a right ventricle. It is the outflowing orifice of the right ventricle. That pulmonary trunk runs up, and then it is there in the water, first tube of the visceral layer of the serous pericardium, and then it starts splitting under the concavity into a two, right and left. That is what the bifurcation of the pulmonary trunk, that which carries the deoxygenated blood, means a carbon dioxide containing blood from the right ventricle to the water lung field for the circulation or for purification. That is what the important thing. Now that will be there. Then you will be going to have the that patent ductus arteriosus. Patent ductus arteriosus, or this is also called as ligamentum arteriosum. Now why the question it is called as a ligamentum arteriosum? At the time of the water, that of the fetal life, this will be the water duct, but soon after the blood birth of a individual or of the fetus, or otherwise what you say of the mankind, from the water, that of the, you can say, mother's womb, at the 9th month, This you can say duct will be not going to remain as a duct, it suddenly start fibrosing and becoming as a closure. This closure is necessary because in order to separate the oxygenated blood and the water carbon dioxide blood. If this duct remains as a duct, there will be a mixture and then blue baby will be going to occur, or blue baby will be going to continue to take a birth. So that is what the thing. So this is the one thing to have the blue baby if it is a defect. And you will be going to have also a septal defect. That septal defect is about interatrial septum if it is close to become as a septum. So there, and then foramina ovale, what it is there, if that foramina is remaining as a foramina instead of the closure, so that will be the another. Then if that interventricular septum is fails to close, fail to occur, because if this is the interventricular septum, this is what the lower 1/3, lower 2/3, this is the upper 1/3. Now upper 1/3 is the membrane, lower 1/3 is the muscular at its development. If this will be there, not becomes a little bit stiffer and all, or otherwise membrane is not becomes as a membrane, and then there will be a mixture, that is the fourth. Now this is what the fifth. These are called as the septal defects, as well as the what fetal a developmental defect. What we say as it will be including in the what phallus tetralogy, where we have dealt in the what detailed part in the applied anatomy of the heart in general. So this is the ductus arteriosus or ligamentum arteriosum, which will be there, the inferior relation of the what arch of aorta. Then you will be going to have, there will be a what another plexus which will be there. Now this plexus inferiorly is the superficial cardiac plexus of nerves. So you have to remember here, posteriorly and towards the right, you will be having a deep cardiac plexus here, along with the what that of the esophageal plexus of nerves. So that will be the thing. But inferiorly you will be having a superficial cardiac plexus. Now this superficial and deep cardiac plexus are the what? Rather the nerve supply you have dealt very well in detail. So that thing will be the thing. So now in the what arch of aorta important. Arch of aorta is a what? It is a continued part of ascending aorta, as you know. This is what the thing ascending. Yesterday's topic, and then it will be going to run in a particular pattern, upwards and a little backwards in the first phase, and then backwards and little towards the left, and then in the third phase, this is the third phase, it will be straightway vertically down left to the vertebral column, but this will be the what? Second phase. So it will be the arch. Now after having reaching the arch of aorta to the lower border of the water, that of the thoracic vertebrae, fourth, it will be continuing as the water descending part of the thoracic aorta. So this is what the thing. Now this arch of aorta, what are the branches? The branches of the arch of aorta, branches of arch of aorta. Number one, innominate artery. Innominate artery. Now this innominate artery is also called as a brachiocephalic artery. This is the first branch. Then you will be going to have a second branch, left common carotid artery. Now the third, left subclavian artery. So this is the third branch, subclavian artery. So these are the things that what you will be going to have there. branches for arch of aorta. One more artery is there, branch, that is the fourth. I will write it here. That is the that is the thyroidema artery. Artery. So this is four branches. Actually a three, and one branch will be there as a what? Thyroidema artery. It is a sometimes. Okay, with this the arch of aorta is finished, but one point is left in this, that what you have to remember, that is applied anatomy. In the applied anatomy for the arch of aorta, there will be a one very rare condition. Now that will be the water, there will be a cricket ball like swelling under the water, that of the concavity of the water, that of the arch of aorta. Just it is a fusiform dilatation which has been left off, and it will be aorting, and it will be looking like a water, some ball like swelling, cricket ball like swelling. So that will be the what? Aneurysm of arch of aorta. Very rare condition. Somewhere else in this institution, when we will be dissecting in the year 1981 to 82, means 1981 to 1982 batch, first when we have reached to the water, that of the thoracic dissection, there when we will be dissecting especially the mediastinum, there was a one swelling at the arch of aorta. We had got it at the dissection table in the institution between 1981 to 1982 batch, when we will be doing a dissection in the anatomy department of A.M. Sheikh Homeopathic Medical College, Belgaum. So this is what the one you will be going to get the what applied part. Another applied part you will be going to get for this, especially how this you can say aneurysm of arch of aorta looks in the what radiological findings. It is just like called as a aortic knuckle-like, in the radiological part, how that aneurysm looks. Now this arch of aorta will be having a what? Two concavities. Concavities. One is a water, one will be going to have the water, that of the, where you can say one, that is the concavity downward, and the upper convexity. Then one more convexity is there at the right part, at the beginning here. There will be a one more convexity. So there are the two convexities for the water, that of the arch of aorta. One is at the beginning, from the water ascending, after running a little distance you will be getting one more, and the water another convexity at the what upper part where they are branching. Then you will be going to have the inferior concavities. So these are the things that what you have to remember in the arch of aorta. Arch of aorta is specially asking in the what? 5 marks. With this I will complete my, you can say, talk on arch of aorta.